Growth Law video stream, I forgot that you had to hit go live twice. So I hit go live, and then it was sitting up there like go live again, and we were talking. So I hit it again. So now we are live.
We're live now.
Yeah, we're live now. We weren't live for the first like 2 minutes. So.
Yeah, I was waiting to repost it. I know. Refreshing. I'm like, all right, we got to repost it.
We should be all set now. This is the Mason Crosby Show. It is day 1 of the All-Star break. Everybody, just take a deep breath, stretch, relax, hydrate, do all the things. It's 90 degrees outside. And the Brewers did not have a great weekend in Pittsburgh, and in a number of facets. But I want to start with the decision, the announcement yesterday that Miz was not starting. We were all excited when we left the show on Friday for the Miz Skeens matchup on Sunday. Miz with arm fatigue, and it sounds like. Knock on Formica, knock on Skull. Not a big deal, just giving him an extra rest. But when you hear that, Mason, when you see arm fatigue, skipping a start, going into the All-Star break, getting extra rest, does that make you feel like, oh, we're doing what the Dodgers did last year? Or, oh, maybe there's something to this burger?
I'm okay with it. It does. I think they're being very and like maybe overly cautious. And then Miz did come out and just say, like, I'm tired. Like my arm is tired. So we never know what exactly is going on there. And he shows up and he still throws gas. But this is a perfect opportunity. Give him rest without missing a ton of games. It's not going to affect, his Cy Young chances. It's not going to affect his, what he's been able to do. Rest him this week. Like this is the perfect opportunity. The stuff that concerns me though is we've just been saying, as long as Miz is healthy, like we can kind of piece this, the starting rotation, this bullpen, like we can piece this pitching situation together.
Yep.
As long as the anchor of Miz is there. Right. All right. Let's make sure, like, is Miz okay? But then you look, Woodruff going on the 60-day IL. Yep. Harrison going on the 15-day IL. Now it's like, that's concerning. Those things are more concerning than Miz just needing a day off
now
and taking the All-Star break to have a little extra rest.
So I'm going to agree with you and disagree with you because as always on our show, two things can be true, right?
Can be true.
We knew what he was going on the 60-day.
Well, we knew
that was kind of. I think the Harrison thing is more like he's going as long as his elbow's okay, he's going to miss one start.
Yeah,
and
so good time.
So right, exactly. So to me, if it wasn't the All-Star break, would he be on the 10-day IL instead of the 15-day IL? Don't know. But again, like that he's missing one start isn't a huge concern if he comes back healthy. And how much do you, Mason, do you feel like, yeah, I know the Brewers are the little engine that could, and they're the small market team, and the Dodgers are the big bad. But last year, the Dodgers kept all their starters out. This year, Glasnow and Snell have been on the 60-day IL for the past 2 months. They're resting them again.
They just rest them?
Yeah, they just rest them. So how much do you think they are almost in a way mimicking what they saw the Dodgers do last year and this year and saying, hey, if we can get Miz if we can skip a start, if Harrison could skip a start. And I'll give you quick numbers here. In 2024, Miz pitched 97 innings. In 2025, last year, Miz pitched 129 innings. This year, he's already at 111.
Yeah.
So there is cause for
sure.
Let's be smart about the usage.
Yeah, and now he's the ace, and it's you have to be smart with that. And this was a perfect scenario to give him a day off and then give him the week off with the All-Star break. He's not going to, he's not going to do his stuff. Just get back into good rhythm, that arm fresh, and then who knows?
Familiar with that version of Adobe? That's previous version.
He gets pushed to start, or
I think I got it right. If there's anything that needs to change in the future,
I hate the Dodgers, but
thank you.
It's not a bad recipe to follow. If you can do it and still get to 95, 100 wins and win your division and be right in the same spot, if you don't feel like you're gonna surpass the Dodgers with your record and be the number one team, you might as well be smart with your guys and not stress them out and have their best stuff come playoff time. Like
Absolutely.
I am all on board with it. It's a great situation to be in, that you can rest these guys, and you're not in this head-to-head with the Cubs or the Cardinals or something.
You're still 5 up. It would have been nicer to be 7 up.
What is up with Pittsburgh? Well, I mean, we talked about it before the weekend. I mean, what the heck goes on against the Pittsburgh Pirates? Like, that just makes me mad.
Well, let's bring in B. Snizzle. Brandon Snide on the other side of the glass now. Tommy Wirtz, we're wishing him all the success and all the love and all the flowers we gave him on Friday. But Brandon Snide is now the man, the myth, the legend. B. Snizzle, when you saw that news about Miz, what was your initial reaction? And now having a couple days to react to it, how do you feel about it?
I think this is just the way the Brewers are operating, you guys, with the quote-unquote load management. I don't think they had any intention on starting Jacob Mizrowski in Pittsburgh. I think they were using that start, Mason and Mitch, to kind of be like, okay, you can't pitch in the All-Star break because you're going to pitch in Game 3 between Paul Skeens and the Pirates. And then
I like that.
And then when it came back to, that Saturday, then the doubleheader obviously threw things off for the Brewers a little bit. Then they were like, you know what? We're gonna skip your start because of quote unquote arm fatigue. The way he talks, if you listen to him, he talked to Sophia Minert after the game, or Minert after the doubleheader on Saturday, where the news kind of started circulating out of Pittsburgh. He has no concerns. I think the Brewers are just being smart because of obviously the total amount of innings he has thrown will far exceed what he's ever thrown. Obviously, there's concern. You mix in that, Mason, you brought it up, the Brandon Woodruff news and the Kyle Harris news. The Brewers fans all start to panic a little bit, and they, oh my gosh, what are we going to do with this kind of news? But I think quite honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with Jacob Mizrowski. His velocity hasn't dipped down whatsoever, right?
True.
Paul Skeens, on the other hand, he had a great start on Sunday against the Brewers, of course. But before that,
his velo is down.
His velo was down a considerable amount.
That spin rate was down.
Correct. If I'm a Brewer fan, and I talked about this, Mason and Mitch, on 9 to Noon, stop pitching Aaron Ashby, and I'd be more worried about right now where this bullpen is than I am right now with the starting rotation, because you can piece together, I think, still a decent starting rotation. Shane Rowan was the best pitcher over the weekend, and of course he takes the loss in the series because 6 1/3 innings pitched, and he only allows a couple of runs.
He pitched great.
He was awesome. I'd be more concerned if I'm a Brewers fan right now with the bullpen. You get Jared Keeney back. He gave up 5 earned runs before he was able to record an out. He didn't record an out, actually, in that game on Sunday. I'd be more concerned with the Brewers bullpen. Aaron Ashby, I don't trust. In my circle of trust, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts.
I like that.
Abner Uribe is in there. Trevor McGill was out. He's back in, but has the potential, Mason, to go back out because he's so up and down. I'm concerned more so with the bullpen than I am the starting rotation.
Yeah, I think Trevor McGill is back in for sure at the moment, and I agree. Like, a guy like that with the juice he brings, kind of his energy, those are the types of guys that we're about in the postseason. Like, does it get too big? Like, he's back in the regular season doing his thing. He can kind of plod along, use that energy to get up for some of these, midweek games that are just kind of a grind. But whenever you get into the postseason, sometimes that closer, that reliever, those guys need to be calming forces, right? Like, you can't come in. Like, I look at some of the best ones in history. It's like they come strolling out and you're like, oh my gosh, that guy is ice cold.
The two best ever, Mariano Rivera and Trevor
Hoffman. Rivera. Rivera's like the one I think of every time he walked out. You're just like, well, this thing is done. Yep. Like, I don't know.
And he was so cool.
He was so cool, calm and collected. Like, so when I think of like a closer, that's what I think of. Like, McGill is that guy that, does he fit better in a different spot in this rotation at times? Can you switch him? Sometimes I think of Ashby more in that role where he's a little more calm, cool, collected, but I don't know. I agree with you. I think you can piece together a starting rotation for the rest of the regular season, but that bullpen does have some question marks. Kanan coming back might be good. You got Chad Patrick, you got some pieces. Right. You got some dogs plugging in, but they just have to keep messing with it. And then we talk about this all the time too, Brandon, is does Matt Murphy sometimes tinker a little too much? Mm-hmm. Is he moving pieces around in the lineup with this bullpen? Does he become a tinker machine instead of just like, this is how we roll, come and stop us? And And I'd be interested to hear how you feel about some of that.
No, I completely agree with you. And I've been kind of saying the same thing, Mason, for quite a bit now. It's like, I feel like, number one, let's just take it back to Saturday. Like Chad Patrick is on the mound. Before that, he's out there in Arizona for 3 1/3 because Kyle Harrison only lasted 2 2/3, and he only gives up one base runner in Arizona on the road. And then on that game Saturday, they're up 6-3. He gets a clean inning, 18 pitches needed. He gives up one infield single, and then Murph goes right out there and pulls him with the guy on base and inserts Aaron Ashby. Aaron Ashby right now is just too erotic for me to feel comfortable with anybody on base. He comes into the game.
Did you say erotic?
Is he erotic or erratic?
Erratic.
I like erotic.
Yeah.
Erratic. There you go.
And now we have insight into Brandon's bedroom life.
There you go. So he doesn't.
This got good.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about Aaron Ashby.
But
he doesn't throw enough strikes
as
for
long
me
as
to
he
feel
leaves the
comfortable.
glasses on, right?
Okay.
I prefer that. But his whip, walks, hits per innings pitched, Mason Mitch 1.76 over the last month.
Yeah, that is
You're hitting
obscenely high.
Hitting, and again, you're not coming in for a long period of time, right? Come out of the bullpen. My biggest pet peeve about guys coming out of the bullpen is the inability to find the strike zone. Like, just come out of the bullpen and throw strikes.
You gotta throw strikes. And Mason, you mentioned Jared Koenig, and I think Koenig just had I don't know what happened. I mean, he came in yesterday and it didn't go well for him. I'm hoping that's just a blip that you come in after Gasser did not pitch well. You'd given up 7 runs in 3 innings. He got no outs, gave up 5 runs, 2 walks, 2 hits, and I think what was that, a hit by pitch?
Yeah, there was 3 in that inning, in that 4th inning alone. And Aaron Ashby, I believe, had one as well.
That's a weird inning.
But Mason brings up a good point because Pat Murphy does kind of not overcomplicate, but just overthinks it. Let Chad Patrick breathe in that inning a little bit. I think one more batter to see if he can get a ground out, get a double play, or just get an out. And then the other thing, Mason, what does Andrew Vaughn need to do to get everyday hits at bats? I should say.
I agree.
I mean, you've played at the highest level. Put your best players out there, especially when you're
not benching Yelich, man.
I know they're not, but you can find. But Andrew Vaughn went into third base for the majority of that game after the newcomer. I forgot his name, and I don't want to misspeak once again. But you're telling me you can't find a game. You can't find one full game that Andrew Vaughn can play at third base.
They've not been willing to give him a start at third base as of yet. That might change. I mean, listen, if Andrew Vaughn takes a couple days vacation but comes back to Milwaukee a day or two early and just works out at third base, I think that'd be great for him and for the team. If I'm the team, I tell him, hey, I know we don't play till Friday night against Miami at home, but if you could be here by Thursday morning, we could get some, get a couple hour workouts in Thursday and Friday, really get you a little more comfortable at third base. The team needs that, and we need that. I think because they do need his bat in the lineup.
You have to, as much as possible down this stretch, you have to get Bowers and Vaughn in this lineup as often as you can together. Those are your biggest bats. Those are the guys that are going to bring some power.
Yep.
I don't understand. What do y'all think about this Shoemake signing? I mean,
I can't imagine it's long term.
No.
I mean, obviously, if Lockridge could ever come back, they'd like that. It's more about Greg Jones can't play Major League Baseball.
Sure.
And so they had.
We know how they feel about Greg Jones.
And it was a cash deal, so it's you're not really.
He was hitting 256 with a 695 OPS, 30 games, only 78 at bats, 3 home runs, 9 RBI, no stolen bases, which is interesting. He had 5 last year. Usually the Brewers like guys with speed, so a little interesting there. I haven't looked at his minor league numbers, but he is, he's a backup infielder that as long as Hamilton is out, they weren't comfortable with Greg Jones being that guy. They're not comfortable with Andrew Vaughn being the third baseman, and so that would make Joey more of the backup infielder as opposed to the starting third baseman right now. And they needed kind of that guy who can play second, short, and third. He's on the team for now, and this is just a classic Brewers move. Hey, see what happens. If he sticks, great. If he doesn't, good luck in your future endeavors.
All right, Brandon, you're new on the show. What's your initial take over, short sample size, Cooper Pratt so far? I mean, obviously middle of the pack, like he up and down early on, but like I've been impressed with him here in these last couple series. Like how do you feel? Do you think he's earning himself some trade bait, or do you think he's going to be on this roster?
No, I don't think. I think he's going to be here, Mason, to answer your question, for the long term. Like, I think they'll find a spot, to play him. I know they have more guys than positions that are available, with Andrew Fisher coming up and Luis Pena and also Jesus Medei. But I do believe that you're seeing a guy that just it took a little bit, right? A couple weeks ish to kind of just feel comfortable. Like, it's different when you look at Luis Laura. Luis Laura comes up here, his first at bat in St. Louis, he works an 8-pitch full count, and just looks comfortable.
Yep.
Cooper Pratt, not so much, but you're seeing a guy, he had 3 games in a row, Mason, in St. Louis, where he had multiple hits. He was 2 for 3, he had his first triple, had a double in that series as well. He looks like a guy that the pressure is starting to kind of fall off his shoulders a little bit. He knows he's going to come in most times than not and be your starting shortstop. And I think that's honestly, Mason, I think that's helped Joey Ortiz as well.
It has.
And me and Mitch had kind of talked about that in passing between the two shows. Like, his numbers have been better offensively speaking, and defensively. Joey Ortiz is still really good. But I think I've been impressed with him, Mason, to kind of navigate the highs and the lows. Like, you've been in the position where all the pressure is on you, right? You were the kicker for many, many years, and everybody had eyes on you. He is going up to the plate, and everybody's eyes are going to Cooper Pratt. And I think at the first couple of weeks, you saw that take a little bit of a toll on him. And I think as you're now seeing him kind of be a little bit more comfortable, he's not looking over his shoulder. Do I got to hit 300 in order for me to stay up at the big leagues and not go down to Nashville? Like, now you're starting to see, okay, he can kind of be himself. He's obviously a really good stout defender at the shortstop level, won a Gold Glove down there in the minor leagues. And now I think offensively, you're starting to see the guy who I think the Brewers initially thought they were getting when he first called him up. And I've been impressed. Like, Luis Laura looked comfortable right away. And he looked like a guy that right away looked like he belonged in the major leagues. Cooper Pratt, it took a little bit. You saw a little bit of glimpses here and there, but now you're starting to see a guy that I think is starting to realize, okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable at the plate. My confidence is starting to go up. I'm not worried about whether or not I have to do this or that, because he talked about it, you guys. I don't know if you heard about it. After he signed that contract, that long-term extension, that 8-year, $50 million deal down in Nashville, he said he felt the pressure to perform right after he signed that deal. And that's why his numbers in Nashville weren't where they wanted them to be. And now you're seeing him come up to Milwaukee, and his first stretch of it, games were a little questionable, right? He was at 220 or so. And now you're starting to see those numbers kind of be elevated a little bit more.
That's the fascinating thing with the concept of pressure, right? Because he's just feeling the pressure, all that. Whereas on the flip side, they gave you an 8-year, they took the pressure off in a sense as well,
right? You would think.
So it's like that's where pressure is so interesting. And it sometimes takes just a moment of time to say, all right, yes, people are going to be watching. There's pressure. There's like, you want to do well.
Yep.
But once you remove that from your playing and your day in, day out, then all of a sudden you can be free and you unleash, a different part of you. And I totally agree. I think these last couple series, Cooper Pratt is finally allowing that pressure to fall off and be like, all right, I've made it. I'm part of this team. They gave me that contract. They want to see me do well. And I think that's a part of an athlete where you say, all right, this team has confidence. They want me to do well. And you have to almost shift your focus. And you're like, all right, I'm going out there. I'm just going to do my thing. Let the chips fall how they may. And I'm going to go out and execute at a high level.
I think this is a great conversation to keep rolling. Brewers at the All-Star break lose 3 in a row in Pittsburgh, still 5 games up on the Cubs, still with the second best record in all of Major League Baseball. How do we feel about what the Pirates did? We will talk more today. We'll talk about Gary Trent Jr.'s supposed worst contract in the history of the NBA. We will talk about, we've got Zach Brockman coming on, the CEO and general manager of the Beloit Sky Carp, because we've got a great celebrity softball game going on this Sunday in Beloit. It's going to be an absolute blast. Remember, baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. And of course, we got to give Mason a couple minutes to talk about the 4 best teams in the world playing in the greatest tournament in the history of Earth.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to hear who y'all think is going to win this World Cup.
I can't wait to give my expert take.
Yep.
He's Mason. He's Brandon Snide. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Brandon Snide, Mason Crosby here with you. Mace, you guys got some heat down there. We're hitting 90 today. I think we're in the 90s this week up. Yeah, so it's nice, but it's a little warm. What do you guys got?
I mean, it's only 82 right now here.
Oh,
so
pleasant.
Yeah, we got a little mild. It's just been storming every day.
Really?
So, yeah, it's a little bit brutal, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting up there, get a little Wisconsin summer in my blood.
Are you golfing?
I don't have any plans to golf
besides Monday.
In the Hall of Fame golf event there, the Wisconsin Hall of Fame event.
Yeah, but no other plans, huh?
I was going to golf on Thursday at Oneida.
Yeah, you had mentioned that you were going to try to get there.
Might be heading up to Minocqua now. So.
Should I meet you there?
Go a little Maplewood meets and not Maplewood, sorry. Lake Tomahawk, yeah.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Meat market, yeah.
Maplewood's
there in Green Bay. Yeah, that's another spot. I just go around to like meat markets,
wherever
and
the meat
jerky
is,
and get jalapeno, like the jalapeno beef sticks. Oh, those are to die for.
Nice. Little Rumble is going up to camp on Wednesday. She goes up to Eagle River. And she takes the bus.
Nice.
And like in a million years, she would never let me drive her there because like she's on the bus with all her friends and they take the Nerds gummy clusters and the trolley sour gummies and all the, like they pig out for 4 hours on the bus ride. But I was thinking like I could take her on the bus ride. I could drop her off at camp and then I could hang out with the Crosbys. She was like, heck to the no, dad.
Are the summer camps like a lost art? I feel like they're not as popular as they used to be.
I don't know. I think they're still pretty strong.
Are they?
Yeah.
I think they're still pretty strong.
The overnight camps up in that area, Minocqua, Eagle River, St. Germain, are still really strong. There's a bunch of them up there.
Like we have volleyball. My daughters are into volleyball. So like we have but they're not overnight camps. They're like you go there for a few hours, the Monday through Wednesday. But like the overnight back old school camps where you're at the lake and tubing.
Yep.
I do think athletics cut
into that.
Over athletic camps and like lifestyle where it's just like, oh gosh, you got to be working at your sport all the time has probably cut into that. So maybe some athletes don't, but down here there's Kanakuk in Missouri. Nolan went to that last year. A lot of his athlete buddies, but they go the week of the 4th or right at I think 2 weeks around the 4th. That's like dead period, right?
For sports.
That's the only time anyone can go to those camps if you're playing sports.
And feel free to chime in, 414-677-1250, your favorite overnight camp. I know the YMCA camp in the Milwaukee area, Camp Minneconne, is still a super popular one, but Minneconne only runs like 1 or 2 weeks at a time. And I think part of that is, it's vacations and stuff like that, but part of that is sports as well. Both Rumbles have gone up to Eagle River. Big Rumble went for 8 years. This will be Little Rumble 6th year going. And in my heart, I would have had them go to my childhood camp in New Hampshire for 4 weeks and then Eagle River for 4 weeks. But we're a softball family.
Send them off.
Well, I went for 8 weeks every year. Like I was an 8-week kid my entire life from the time I was 9 to the time I was 15. And then I was a counselor there for years. But like because
8 weeks.
Yeah, 8 weeks is the best. I would have lived at camp.
Every time I went to a camp in summer when I was a kid,
I'd
cry? Get some stomach bug, and I'd just I think I got picked up like twice, like early from just puking. So
but you're right about sports, Mace. Sports.
Yeah, but I would go to my grandparents. I'd go to my grandparents for a week or two, and just do grandparent camp. Yeah, I was like, just get out of Dodge. I love that camp life. Nolan went to 2 weeks up in California.
Yeah, he loved
it.
Right,
a non-sports related camp. Yeah. And those things are so important. Like,
did he make friends that he's keeping in touch with? Like
they signed up to go again next year. Yeah, and next year is a crazy one. It's like I think they do 100-mile bike ride from the camp to the coast, and they're camping in the redwoods along the way and like doing all this adventure stuff. It's pretty epic.
414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. We've got a lot of texts coming in. We'll get to those. But I wanted to throw out, we talked about this weekend in Pittsburgh. We've talked about the pitchers, Miz skipping a start, a couple others on the injured list. I kind of wanted to get a big picture, though, from you, Mason, because it sucks to lose in Pittsburgh. It sucks to lose those 3 games in a row. But second best record in baseball. You're still 5 up on the Cubs. Miami's been playing better. Miami's 7 games over 500, and they come to town. But then the Mets, who kind of stink, then the Rockies, who really stink. You have a chance to start the second half pretty well. I don't want to put expectations out there. We can save that for Thursday and Friday going into the weekend, next weekend. But overall, 59-37, 22 games over 500. You maxed out at 25 games over 500. Yeah, we can nitpick. We can talk about Murph handling the bullpen. But big picture-wise, it's been a pretty great first half, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we can't be anything but excited about this team. Would it have been cool to get 60 wins and be in that like club of 21 teams that had ever done that? Sure, but I also think I've been a part of a lot of teams, and there's sometimes things you can hang your hat on. Is that a small thing? But sure, but like, does it keep you hungry? Right?
I like that.
Like I do think sometimes in a course of a long season, there are little things that you almost have to find to say like, all right, what are we staying hungry for?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to even think like postseason at this point. I mean, they still have a million games.
66
left.
games left.
Yeah, so it's like let's not even think about postseason. How are we going to stay hungry throughout the course of this regular season? And if this is one of those things, I'm all for it, right? Like you have to find. I always said in football, like I played, it was 4 quarters of a season. So every quarter you like reset and you're like, how am I going to stay hungry for this next? What am I going to do personally? What are we going to do as a team? And I think this Brewers team does that better than most organizations, most clubs. But this is that next moment. After this All-Star break, how are we going to stay hungry? Marlins are good, but we're going to play some bad teams coming up.
Yeah. And you got
we have to
take advantage, right?
And keep getting this lead out in this division, keep getting this win record in a good spot, because you might hit a bumpy patch. You might lose 2 series in a row.
Yep.
Like you need to pad that so that those things don't come back to bite you down the stretch.
For those of you who listen to 9 to Noon with John Kuhn and Rami Makloff, Brandon Snyder, a big part of that program. And you know that Brandon's like he's got some emotions when it comes to sports. He's got some passion when it comes to sports. We know the 3-game sweep in Pittsburgh sucked, but are you able to kind of differentiate that from the big picture of the first half? And listen, if you're a fan, and not you, Brandon, but like any fan out there who's really mad about what happened in Pittsburgh, that's okay too. Yeah. You're allowed to be mad at that, but I'm just are you able to keep that? Brandon, how do you view that in the context of the success of the first half?
In the short-term sight here, Mitch and Mason, had they just won 1 game in Pittsburgh, I think Brewers fans, including myself, I wouldn't have to get a new remote in my living room had that not happened. And
I love it.
I would feel a lot differently than I do right now. But I will say this. If you guys had told me on April 1st that without Jackson Chourio for the first 33 games, without Andrew Vaughn for the first 33 games, Christian Yelich would miss a month, Brandon Woodruff would be on and off the IL, and you would have some spotty starts and from your starting pitching as well. Trevor McGill lost his closer role.
Yep.
Abner Uribe wasn't perfect either. He had a +4 ERA as well there in May. If you told me those things, and if you told me without me watching anything, if you sign your name on this dotted line, the Brewers will be 22 games over 500 and a 5-game lead in the National League Central Division. This is after you knew that the Cubs had 2 separate 10-game winning streaks. I would have signed my name without question on that dotted line. Now, they leave it a sour taste before the All-Star break in Pittsburgh, once again, which feels like it happens all the time. But hindsight 2020, this is a historic start. This is the most wins in franchise history before the All-Star break that they've had. They've been through a lot of ups and downs. They control their own destiny going into the second half. Remember, last year we were still chasing the Chicago Cubs. We didn't really know what was going to happen. Obviously, they go on a couple of win streaks to kind of propel them into to winning the division once again and overtaking the Chicago Cubs. There are a lot more better things to be talked about with this Brewer teams than there are bad things. Like obviously losing 3 in a row to the Pirates, who by the way just weren't even half their lineup is still missing. So I think that's where
they do lead Major League Baseball in runs.
They do. Yeah, Connor Griffin's not in the lineup. Spencer Horwitz isn't in the lineup. O'Neill Cruz isn't in that lineup. So you're like, okay, you should go into Pittsburgh and at least win 1 game. And they were close. They should have won.
They should have won that first.
They should have won the first game. And I think we're feeling a lot differently. But when you peel it all back, you have to feel very encouraged that all the stars, you guys, and you guys know this because you break it down every day, all the stars for this team haven't aligned yet. Like, I don't even know if 2 out of the 3 have really all aligned yet for them. And they are still 22 games over 500 and 5 games up on the Cubs in the National League Central Division, who they'll face 7 more times in the back half of the season. So they're in a good spot, and not everything's aligned, right? They haven't been healthy. Their offense hasn't matched their pitching. Their starting pitching hasn't matched their bullpen. If they can align, a couple of those in a row, like this team, and I get asked this, I do a daily Brewers show. I get asked this as well. Like, do you think this is a team that can compete for the World Series? And I go, yes, only because those things haven't aligned. If they get hot at the right time, and that can technically be a big if, right? If they get hot at the right time, we've seen teams that do and don't have enough to still win a World Series. But this team does. I do believe that.
Yep. And Mace, we've talked about that, right? Like 2010, 6th seed in the playoffs.
Exactly.
You got to get hot at the right time.
Yep.
You got to get hot at the end of September into October. It's great when you win 47 games in a row in July, like they did last year or August or whatever. But if you're not hot at the right time, where's the value there?
Well, I was gonna pose this question as well. Like, is this like put the records, put like all the stuff that they've accomplished to this point, like as far as breaking records and doing all these things, is this the best team in Brewers history to this point in the season? Like, when you look
with
at
a
this
healthy
team,
Miz,
do you just say like, man, this might be the best Brewers team we've ever gotten to watch?
Question.
Or is it, but because like as a player as well, sometimes like I've always been on the fence and torn about that conversation, because when you play for a long time, you understand every season is different. Like teams get, there's teams that get hot and they're good one year and they might not. So it just, sometimes things have to fall. So it's almost hard to compare this team to last year's team, like this team to another team. But if we look at this team, I think they are excellent because we have to look for things to break them down, right? Like, I think it's like we're like, oh man, if their bats get cold for a game, we're like, oh gosh, is this team falling off? And then they come back and they do great things. Like, I think consistently, this might be one of the best teams that we've ever seen in this organization, because they just won't fall off. And then last year, they shouldn't need a 15-20 game win streak to get back into something. That's at least the hope. Like, can this team lead the whole way and get into the playoffs, just owning the division throughout the whole season? Well, that, to me, if they do that, this team is the best team and they've dominated.
And I think what we see from this team, I mean, they're 22 games over 500. And like you just said, they're still a team that can win 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that they will, but if they got to 30 plus, I mean, they're on pace to win 99 games this year.
Yeah.
So if they get to 30, if they get to 25, then they get to 30 plus over 500. This is an exciting team to watch. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talking text line. 414 wants to know, did Brandon move? Is he no longer 9 to noon? No, he's still 9 to noon. He's with us this week. We don't know past that, but he is welcome anytime. Open door policy, B Snizzle. 262 says, I'm on Team Ortiz at third, Vaughn Bowers as your first base DH. Right now, Yelly is the odd man out. That's from Ziggy. We talked about that a little bit in the first segment. They're just not going to bench Yelly, right, Mace? I mean, he's like, he's done it for too long, and he's earned the right that unless he really, goes into the tank, unless he really starts to fail day in and day out and looks hurt and looks old, they're going to keep him in that lineup.
It appears so.
Yeah.
It's like, though, is there an idea like what you did with Joey Ortiz? He's a different, Yelich is a whole different stratosphere, but is there a time where you just kind of say like, hey, we're going to skip you here a little bit. Yeah. We're going to try something else out. Like, you're going to sit down for a little bit and let's see if
play 4 games a week instead of 7 games a week. You're still playing more than half the games.
Yeah.
Schwartz Center says, stop pinch hitting for Bowers. I get that Vaughn is batting 500 against lefties, but if a hit for anyone but Bowers. But then 9-2 or Ron and Rome says, Vaughn's hitting 189 in his last 15 games. Ortiz is hitting 273 in his last 30. Ortiz hit better when he was a third baseman. Just leave him at third base. I hear that, but I think part of why Vaughn's hitting 189 over his last 15 is that he's not playing regularly.
Doesn't get regular at bats.
If you don't get regular at bats, that's going to affect you as well.
Him coming pinch. I don't like Vaughn being the pinch hit guy.
I
don't like him just coming in, plugging in. Right. Like, that is not where he thrives. Like, he needs to be in this lineup.
Yep.
like more often than he's not.
And Jake Bauers is off to this is the best start first half of Jake Bauers' career. 18
Oh, yeah.
homers. Like
Easy.
he hasn't surpassed 12 in a season. He has 18 before the All-Star break. But and Mason, you know this. Good managers just find a way to get your best players onto the field. Good coaches find a way to get your best players on the field. Like if that means, he rotates with Joey Ortiz at third base more times than not, or like Christian Yelich is a guy who's fought injuries, right? He has been a guy that has been, he was injured this year, speaking of. So like, if that means that, Vaughn starts, like you said, Mitch, more times than Yelich does at the DH spot, then that just gives you an opportunity to get Yelich off the bench in a key spot. Right. If you need a base runner, heck, if you need a guy in the outfield to play an inning or two, and I know they're trying to avoid that with his back, but if you need a guy, to pinch run for somebody in the 8th or 9th inning, like you don't want anybody else coming off that bench outside of Christian Yelich in that moment. So there's other ways to find spots for Yelich if that doesn't mean he gets everyday at bats.
Yeah. I think we're going to see that after the All-Star game. I think if I were a betting man, like I think Murph he's tinkered with this lineup like through this first half a ton. And now I do think we should start seeing some more consistent like ideas of what this team should look like heading into a postseason. I think it's like the spoil of riches, right? Like we talk about, like we try to break this team apart. It's like Joey Ortiz stinks, and then he sits down for a little bit, and like he finds his way back. Like there is a spoil of riches on this team. So I think Murph now is going to start kind of carving out exactly what this team should look like, at their best, and who should be in those positions.
Mason, we're going to give you a really strong minute when we come back to talk World Cup. Yeah, we're coming strong.
Have your winning team ready.
All right. We will. He's Brendan Slide. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Brandon Snide, Mason Crosby with you. Mason, we got a little bit more. We maybe even have 2 minutes for you.
Long one for the soccer folks out there.
Let's go.
Yeah, any soccer fans listening, this could be, it's not controversial, but it's a bit of a hot take. Like, I believe whoever wins out of the Argentina-England game is going to win this World Cup.
Really?
Yeah. I know France is the front runner. I know France is so good. Like on paper, like they should win. But how Argentina and England have gotten through this championship, through the knockout stage, and like they're those types of teams we talk about in sports all the time. They're gritty, they're grindy. They've kind of won some tough games, and that's going to serve them well through these last 2 games. So my pick right now, I hate doing it. My pick to win it right now is England. I think England's going to get their first World Cup. Yeah.
So France is kind of a big favorite
for sure.
England, Spain, and Argentina. Are you surprised Argentina is 4th as the defending champs?
I mean, they've kind of like, I'm surprised.
And how much is FIFA cheated for them throughout?
Exactly. I think that, but again, like they're a type of team though. If they get past England, like I wouldn't put it past them to go and win this thing.
Right.
Like France is unbelievable, but I don't know. I look at England and Argentina as those types of teams in this tournament that are going to find a way to win games. And like I'd be scared to play one of those teams right now.
I think France beats Spain for sure.
France is going to win that game.
Beyond that, I think everything's wide open. Yep. I think England, Argentina is wide open. And I think once you get in that one-off, as good as France is, I think they can be beaten by either of those teams.
Yeah, I think England and Argentina
in the
midfield just kind of they might dominate France.
Yeah.
So
I hope so.
It's just hard to look over Mbappe. I mean, that guy is just unbelievable.
He is. I don't want France to win.
France-England final, and I think England might
We've got a mishmash coming up at 1. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything and then some softball later on in the hour. It's the Mason Crosby Show.
Let's do it.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Brandon Snide, Mason Crosby here with you. High noon in Salt Lake City. Mason's been in the lake before. No big deal.
I've been there. Yeah. Floated around.
Yeah. No big deal.
Super salty.
I have not breaking news, Mason, but news.
Okay.
I don't know that it's breaking. I don't know if it's or minor breaking news, maybe.
I like news.
The Green Bay Packers have signed linebacker Isaiah McDuffie to a contract extension.
Nice.
General Manager Brian Gutekunst announced the transaction on Monday. He is one of only 2 players in the league with Texans linebacker EJ Speed to appear in 80-plus games, register 275-plus tackles on defense, and 30-plus tackles on special teams since 2001. Isaiah McDuffie to a contract extension. Mason Crosby, react to me.
Did you just say a 1 year?
It does not say. It just says a contract extension.
I love it. I know it's not sexy. I know people are like, oh, gosh, like, whatever. But like, those are the types of players you need. Like he is leader on special teams.
Yep.
He's a guy that's available and able to play all the time. Like he kind of fills all those roles and linebacker where you need him. So I love McDuffie, and I think from playing with him like when he was young, a rookie, and like seeing like his development, like the guy he goes out, he does the things that nobody wants to do, nobody sees. I was talking to a young guy here actually in town, played at Vanderbilt. He's with the Cowboys, and I was telling him like pretty much the same stuff I told every young linebacker, every young player that came into the locker room. That was maybe he wasn't the starting stud, like it wasn't the high draft pick, all that. I'm like, you better do all that work. Do the things that nobody else wants to do. Show up on special teams. Go to the special teams coordinator into his office. Have meetings. Like, do all of those things. Isaiah McDuffie does those things. So I couldn't be happy for him. And he is that guy that is just going to lead in so many ways. We might not hear his name. We might not see him in his press clippings, but he's a guy that this Packers team needs. So I love that signing as a special teams guy for sure.
2021 6th rounder, number 220 out of Boston College. He is 20. He's 20. He'll be 27 next week.
Still young guy.
So young, but not super young. And I think this is the Packers way. If he was 29 or 30, I'd say he probably wouldn't be getting an extension.
Yeah, probably not.
But 26 turning 27.
Yeah, he's still young.
Yep, absolutely. Right now on the Packers depth chart, he is listed kind of as a backup to Zaire Franklin. But the Packers, the depth chart they've listed right now really only has Cooper and Franklin as the only 2 actual linebackers. Because Van Ness is kind of a linebacker, and then they got the nickel as the starters.
Well, we don't even know what formation they're going to play.
Exactly.
So, I mean, he might start.
He might start some games. Yeah, he might, but he'll play a lot.
When again, you bring Franklin in, he's a little older. You don't know if he's going to get dinged up at all. He might miss some time. So you always need a good backup and a good core guy like that. And like I think McDuffie has proven and has earned the right to get an extension and then kind of be that guy that does everything for this team.
Mason Crosby.
Are we talking about contracts?
I was going to talk about quarterbacks first.
Oh, okay, let's go to that. Yeah, let's go to Jordan Love just being disrespectful. Yeah, we got to hear Brandon's side because our guy Tommy, he hates the
he hates the NFL. Right, he hates the disrespect. We'll see where Brandon falls on that. ESPN has done they do annual polling. They talk to more than 70 voters where it comes to league executives, coaches, and scouts. They rank the top 10 players at 11 different positions. And so, or more than 70 voters submitted a ballot on at least one position, and in many cases, all positions. So they just announced the quarterback rankings. And I think to no one's surprise, Josh Allen is number 1. He was number 2 last year. Pat Mahomes was number 1 last year, but of course, with the injury, not a surprise. He drops to number 2. Probably could have dropped further than number 2. But Patrick Mahomes lands at number 2. Number 3 is Matthew Stafford, coming off an MVP season.
See, I already disagree right there. Like,
Yep,
if I'm ranking right now, like I'm putting Matthew Stafford over Mahomes. Like, from what, like last year, like who's ranking that? Like,
I don't know.
Coming into the season, like I get Mahomes. He's been amazing. He's awesome.
I think Stafford's 38 and Mahomes is 30. So I think that's part of what people are taking into account. But certainly, if you're just ranking it, who had the better year or who's a better quarterback last year, it's obviously Stafford because Mahomes got hurt.
Yeah.
So and the Chiefs kind of stunk.
That's the other thing. It's like, are we ranking off of what they did and like projecting what like they are going to be this year? Like, what is that line? Because like that, again, with Jordan Love not being on this list makes it even more nonsense. Like, so
voters
not being in the top 10 means they are projecting him to just be bad. Like, it's like that, that's bad.
Voters gave their own top 10 players at a position. ESPN compiled the results and ranked candidates based on the number of top 10 votes, composite average, and dozens of interviews with research and film study help from ESPN NFL analyst Matt Bowen, as well as ESPN research. Additional voting and follow-up calls with those surveys contributed to placements. This was not a 5-year projection or a career achievement award, but meant to answer a simple question. Who are the best players right now? Who's better right now, Stafford or Mahomes? Probably Stafford.
I would say right now, Stafford has proven he's better right now.
And Mahomes is coming off an ACL tear.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah. So, all right, 4, Joe Burrow.
I think that's
that's fair, right?
Joe Burrow. Yeah. He should be good. And he was, I think he was fine. He was good last year.
He was good last year.
Their defense never healthy.
Stunk.
Right. He wasn't healthy. Their defense was horrible.
As far as talent, like he is, he should be in the top
5. Lamar Jackson. Is it wrong that I'm a little down on Lamar Jackson? Like there's no doubt his athleticism.
Sure.
And I think as a quarterback, he's gotten better than just being a pure athlete. He's not just a pure athlete. He is a quarterback. But I don't know that he's that I don't know. He's good.
Here's the thing that makes me mad. And again, you put him at 5, and this is what the an evaluator, NFL personnel evaluator. I expect him to have a big year. This is a contract year for him coming up. So you put him at 5
right
because you're expecting him to have a good year?
That's a prognostication. That's not saying what he is right now.
Yeah. Like if I'm looking at what he was and what it kind of where he sits before he plays another game this year, I don't have him at 5.
Dak Prescott at 6. He was unranked last year, injured, right?
Injuries. I mean,
what do you think of Dak?
Like he's
I know you're a Cowboy. Years, I know the Cowboys are your favorite team and everything.
Oh, get out of here.
He loves kicking there at least.
Yeah, I do love kicking.
He does
love playing in Dallas.
Amen.
Love playing in Dallas.
Yep.
Let's see. Reese's. Yeah, I mean his numbers
his numbers are good.
I don't think 6 is a bad number. I think you put him in that 6 to 8 range. I don't think anyone's gonna be upset. He's going to get the numbers if he stays healthy. He airs it out. They build an offense that Dak Prescott can get big numbers in.
The favorite quarterback of the Mason Crosby Show, Justin Herbert, 7th. That's garbage.
That was, I think, what got me. I'm like, Justin Herbert can't be on this list.
Right.
You can't put him inside the top 10 with what he has done. It just doesn't make any sense.
No playoff wins.
Right.
Yeah. He hasn't done anything.
Throws a bunch of interceptions.
You can't just keep. He's 28 years old now. You can't say he has great talent. He should be this player. That doesn't get you a top 10. You can't be in this ranking.
I love what the NFL coordinator said in his comments. He plays young. He's incredibly talented and has made progress, but he doesn't have the maturity level of the other guys as far as how he runs the overall operation and mastery of the position. Yeah, that means he's 15th to me.
Yeah, he's just 7th. A talented quarterback, has a great arm, runs the ball well at times, gets dinged up, though, because of some of the stuff he does.
Yep.
And he's just, I think he's in that 15 range.
I got another problem at 8, Mason. I know the Patriots were awesome last year, but Drake May is not 8.
No.
Like he's just not. If Drake, he might be there in 3 or 4 years, but this is not a prognostication right now. I mean, how horrible was he against Denver?
Yeah,
not just against Seattle.
Against Seattle, horrible.
Not even like, oh, he's manageable. He's okay.
He was terrible. They had the easiest record in football last year, right?
Yes.
That was always the take last year was like, is this team for real? Like they didn't play anybody.
Yeah.
And so, I can't put Drake May on this list either. Just again, prove it to him.
Right.
Like, he hasn't proven it.
Thank you. That's exactly right. Now, then they have Jared Goff, and Jared Goff I'm okay with.
Like, I think in that spot,
like Jared Goff's not great, but Jared Goff had 9.
He's only 31. I always think he's more Matt Stafford age. Like
because that was the trade, right?
Upper 30s. Yeah.
But no, if you're Jared Goff, all right, let's get out of this top 10 conversation for a second. Mason, I want to get you in the head of Jared Goff.
Okay.
You're Jared Goff, you're 31, Stafford's 38. You were traded for each other 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
How does it feel that as a 25, 26-year-old quarterback who had some success there, that an organization just blatantly gave up on you? Like
that's a tough one.
That's got to be, we talk about Aaron Rodgers' chip on his shoulder. That's got to be a monumental chip on his shoulder forever for Jared Goff, right?
Especially with the coach that drafted you, right? Like it's just like, all right, I can't do anything with you anymore. I need a different guy. So I think that's bad. Like obviously, he's done well with the Lions. I think it was a good fit. I think it was the right fit. Like I think McVay was like, I need a guy that I can like do more with, right? Like Goff is limited. I think he's limited in like his skill set, but whenever you give him the offense that is right in line with what he does well, he excels. He runs the offense well. He does good things.
Yes.
He finds the guys that he needs to. So I think Jared Goff at 9 is fine.
I think that's right.
This one.
Oh, you are so, you love, this is your favorite.
What?
You are so excited. Hey, you know what? 670, 104.3 the score. You guys are idiots. Kayla, and I'm
how
throwing
many
down the
votes did they
gauntlet.
get?
I don't care.
Did they just like ask only Chicago fans like in this poll?
Caleb Williams, 10th. Here's where it gets interesting. 4 quarterbacks, Williams, Seattle's Sam Darnold, Green Bay's Jordan Love, and Washington's Jaden Daniels were very close in voting for the 10th spot. So we took it to tiebreakers, gathering input from several general managers and executives. Why did Williams barely win out for the final spot on the list? He's the hardest of the 4 for teams to prepare for and defend. He's the most dynamic of the group, one GM said. He's got the arm talent and overall athleticism suited for today's game. His 11 touchdowns thrown at least 20 yards downfield were 2 more than any other quarterback. He reduced his sacks from 68 to 24. His 13 interceptions on 1,130 career passing attempts are an excellent clip. His playmaking is sustainable. I don't know about that.
No way.
Plus, Williams' 6 fourth quarter comebacks in 2025 led the league. So here's where I will tell you it does get interesting, because if you're telling me right now, Caleb Williams might be on this list for me just because of those 6 fourth quarter comebacks. Now, he's not going to do that ever again in his career.
Like he's a gamer,
right?
You can't disagree with that.
But I'm not.
Sure.
I'm not. You can't repeat that. You can't repeat 6 fourth quarter comebacks in a season. That's not a sustainable stat. That is a current stat that for me leads Caleb to be ranked higher than he should be. But next year, if he has the same exact numbers but wins 2 or 3 less games because he doesn't have these fourth quarter comebacks, I expect him to plummet in these
15th,
rankings.
16th,
yes,
right? Like
exactly.
You're putting him middle of the pack. I mean, these numbers like 20% off target rate.
Yeah,
like I mean, like that's crazy. Like, and the fact he had come back was to his own fault a lot of the times, and then the defense got him the ball back or did something, because their turnover rate, there's no way they're going to be able to get the turnovers like they did last year.
Correct.
I mean, that's like, it's just what they did last year is not sustainable. That's just not how the NFL works. It just will not happen again for the same team. So, I mean, this like wildly erratic.
Yes.
Wildly
erratic, but he's the 10th best quarterback in the league. You can't be wildly erratic and be the 10th best quarterback in the league.
Exactly. So
now, all right, here's my argument about Jordan Love, though. He is the exact opposite of that in my mind.
Sure.
He is super steady, but is he too steady? And again, we've talked about that. And we talked about that just last week with Tommy when we let him have his say about Jordan Love. Like, is that a Matt LaFleur holding the reins too tight and not letting Jordan Love cook? And so maybe he'd be a little more erratic, but his highs would be higher if you let Jordan be Jordan.
But then, like, why do we grade quarterbacks? Why do we put these number grades on them? Like, you have all these stats and these metrics.
Yep.
And if you just look at that, Jordan Love is top 5, right? I think it was like he was 88.5, and he's a top 5 quarterback for all measurements of like what a quarterback should be. Like, how is that not taken into account here? Yeah. So we're just asking opinions, who they'd want as their quarterback, all that. Like, Jordan Love just doesn't do enough flashy stuff that somebody's like,
I think that's part of it.
Like, is it just not exciting enough?
Well,
is
and
that
they don't
why
win.
he doesn't get the noise and the recognition?
Well, and they finished 7th.
And the lack of winning in the playoffs.
Right. I mean, you got to win a little bit more in the regular season.
I wouldn't blame Jordan Love last year for that at all.
I wouldn't either.
In the playoff game, like, you can't blame Jordan Love for that. Like, he played an excellent game against the Bears.
He did. The honorable mentions include Sam Darnold for Seattle, who, listen,
put him over Justin Herbert.
Yes.
I would be like, if Jordan Love doesn't make this, like, put Sam Darnold. He won a stinking Super Bowl. Like, if there's expectations and somebody that like did well,
literally
in the last
won the Super Bowl
seasons,
literally won. Yeah, right.
I mean, he was with the Vikings too, and he was excellent. Like, put him over a few of these other quarterbacks.
Yeah, he went 14-3 with the Vikings.
Yeah,
and then won the Super Bowl with Seattle
for sure.
Jaden Daniels is a joke. He's like bottom 5 for me.
Yeah,
like, prove it. And listen, Jaden Daniels might be healthy this year, and he might have a prove it year. But you got to prove it. You can't even be honorable mention. You should not be on this list. Then they have Jordan Love. Brock Purdy. Thoughts on Brock Purdy?
No. Like, an honorable mention?
No. I mean, I don't even think he's there. To me, Brock Purdy is a system quarterback in a way that, like, he's been surrounded by really good players, but whenever he's had to do it on his own, he's not been able to.
If he doesn't have the studs, the Deebo Samuel healthy,
and
like
Ayuk and McCaffrey,
Kittle healthy, McCaffrey doing his thing, like, and again, you could say that about a lot of quarterbacks. It all works hand in hand, but I do think even that, like, Jordan Love can manufacture more than a Brock Purdy, than some of these other quarterbacks with less like star power talent. And that to me, like, says a lot about what a quarterback is.
Baker Mayfield. That's your guy. You love Baker.
Baker's a dog. Like,
listen, Baker's a dog.
He's fun to watch.
Right.
Like,
that doesn't mean he's a great quarterback, but he's fun to watch. Like, he's going to compete for 60 minutes.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. And if you want to put him, like, he's probably a more, like, he's proven that he can do some of the stuff Caleb Williams does. Pat Mahomes, like, he does some of the crazy things that you're like, why is he doing that? And he gets it done. And if you look at his numbers, they're better than Caleb Williams.
Yep.
They're better than some of these guys.
Well, and then we got Trevor Lawrence, who I don't love Trevor Lawrence, but I put him in the same category as Jordan Herbert. And we do that a lot. Like, we compare Herbert and Lawrence a lot. They got Herbert 7th. They got Lawrence this far down. I think Lawrence had a pretty good season in Jacksonville last year. I still think he's ranked where he should be. Just Herbert should be there too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
and Herbert in this top 10 is
it's sick.
Is
so dumb. And then Jalen Hurts, listen, he's a winner, but that, you know, again, is that franchise a mess?
You're gonna football players, I'd put him in like like just like kind of all around, like what he brings to a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd be a top 15 guy probably in this league, like offensive player. Top 20, right? Like if you just said like top 20 offensive players, Jalen Hurts might get some questions there because he just does so much, and that offense revolves around his skill set, running the ball, the deception, Saquon Barkley, what he can do. Like, I think Jalen Hurts is a great football player. Quarterback, no, not my top.
Brandon, Tommy was famous for his Jordan Love takes, and we even ended the show on Friday with giving him his final say on Jordan Love. Where do you fall on the Jordan Love disrespect in the NFL?
I think it's a continuation of people, including scouts and GMs and, personnel experts, of their priors before the draft and where Jordan Love was drafted. Ever since 2020, when he was drafted, that pick has been criticized throughout the NFL. Oh, the Packers reached here. They drafted a quarterback when they had an MVP quarterback in Green Bay. What were they doing? Jeremy Fowler's I know he didn't do the picks here, but he was the one that orchestrated this survey, said it was a massive gamble by the Green Bay Packers back in 2020. I think it's people that just cannot admit that the Green Bay Packers, for the third time in a row, have figured out their franchise quarterback. Everybody on the list, like Bears fans love Ben Johnson, right? And I guess rightfully so. Ben Johnson last year said EPA is a stat that they are really going to start hammering. Well, Jordan Love had a better EPA than every quarterback on this list. And it goes a step further. Jordan Love had a better playoff EPA than
QBR,
every quarterback.
QBR. Jordan Love was third last
So
year
again, for me, it falls back to people, are confirming their priors. They want to say they said Jordan Love was a bad pick in 2020, and they are trying their damnedest to make sure that is a bad pick and he's a bad quarterback throughout the entirety of his early part of his career, despite never missing the postseason, despite never going through a quote unquote rebuild and transitioning directly in to becoming the franchise quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, and not winning the NFC North. I get it. That's the next thing he has to do, but being able to continue on with the legendary quarterbacks in Green Bay. And it goes back to also that I think outside of Lamar Jackson, you guys, and outside of Dak Prescott, everybody else on this list is either a number one overall pick or they're a top 10 pick. And I think that's just GMs and scouts kind of going and doing the lazy work and not actually watching what these quarterbacks are necessarily doing. You guys said Jared Goff. Do the Lions win because of Jared Goff? I don't think so. I don't think they win.
No, but they win with Jordan Goff.
Correct.
They don't
Jordan
win.
Goff.
Jordan Goff. Jared Goff.
Correct. But again, like
just thinking, I got Jordan on my
I don't
mind.
think he loses games for them.
Right.
I think he's the reason they haven't gotten to where they want to go.
Yeah, I don't think he's dynamic. I don't think he. But he
wasn't the
doesn't
reason
lose
Washington
games
blew
for
them out in the playoffs 2 years ago.
There's no how do you? What executive who in the personnel department is going to say Jordan Love is the third best quarterback in this division? You can't and what do numbers mean then? It's Jordan Love is top 5 or 6 in all measurable stats that ESPN puts out there.
Recency bias. Caleb Williams beat him twice.
And I think these executives, I think they are lazy. Yeah. I think Brandon, you said the exact they're lazy and they let the media, they let these narratives paint their picture for them as well, because that it does it sells ad revenue. It brings in money if you just keep promoting this narrative of some of these flashy high profile guys. Jordan Love just doesn't do it that way, and it might be boring, it's not sexy, it's not all these things, but his numbers don't lie, and you have to put him in, you got to give him some recognition at some point and say, numbers wise, as a quarterback, he is better than at least four of these guys. He should be on a top 10 list. Does it matter if he's on this list? No. But as far as the recognition goes, he probably deserves it.
Mason, according to our friends at the Potawatomi Sportsbook and really other various outlets, before the concussion to the Bears, right at the back end of last year, Jordan Love had the third best odds to win the most valuable player award.
Right.
If he finishes that year healthy, he may not have overtaken Matthew Stafford, right? Even though that was kind of close between him and May, he's at least in the top 3. We can agree there. If he finishes the year on the same trajectory he was going into that game at Soldier Field before going out with the concussion, he's third at the very worst in the MVP voting.
Right.
You're telling me that if he's third in the MVP voting, he's not top 10?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's crazy. You're right.
If they win that game against the Bears,
yes,
then he probably is a top 10. Yeah. Which in my mind doesn't make any sense either, though. This isn't. And again, this is whenever for a player perspective, it's loser mentality to look at these rankings and have any feeling on it, right? From a player, Jordan Love, we'd rather Jordan Love not be a top 10 quarterback in this preseason, arbitrary list. Absolutely. And go and win ball games.
Amen.
Who gives a rat's what this is?
Patootie, Mason.
What this ranking is. It does. I do think it gets people fired up. They're just there's disrespect there,
right?
But you have to prove it.
Right.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Don't put him on this list. Jordan Love, go out there, win 14 games, win the division, and go and win some playoffs games.
Exactly.
just get it done. And then we can be like, oh, yay, Jordan Love's top 5 quarterback on this list next year. Who cares?
Right.
Go and win ball games. That's all that matters.
And I think you're absolutely right. Like at the end of the day, that's what matters. That's what we're going to see matters. That's what we want to see matter. It also matters this Sunday how the teams get split up. And will I actually get to be on Mason's team this year? Because that didn't make any sense to me last year.
We do have some more Illinois people. So
we do.
Yeah,
so
maybe we'll be on the same team.
That is the way it should go. Scheduled next, we've got the Beloit Skycarp, Zach Brockman. Yeah, yep. Zach Brockman is going to be joining us and talk a little bit about that celebrity game. And then at some point, I know we want to talk about Gary Trent. I also want to talk about the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame golf outing, which is on Monday. Just because I want to hear, I want to make sure that that you're locked in, Mason. It's a week away. You got we need you to put the show Donald Driver. What's up?
I overachieved.
Did you?
Yeah, okay. With the team. I mean, I carried my squad.
I mean, it happens.
Yep. I think we did the best with what we had to work with. Love the guys I played with, but I was working last year. Yeah, and I plan to work again this year. I'm going to get after it.
We are reading all your comments on the Nick Laylaw Talk and text line. Keep them coming in. There's a lot of good merriment there. Some people take us to task that the MVP vote shouldn't really be what we're looking at. That's fine. Some people think we're wearing green and gold glasses. Some people think that Malik Willis's play may have hurt Jordan Love's ranking in this. So we're seeing everything you're giving to us.
Yeah, oh, gosh.
You're giving us great stuff. So Zach Brockman, Beloit Skycarp is next. This is the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Mason Crosby here with you. And joining us now on the guest hotline, CEO, General Manager of the Belite Sky Carp, Zach Brockman. Zach, how you doing, my friend?
Fantastic. I can't believe the brouhaha's right around the corner, man.
I know.
I feel like we just had it.
It's less than a week away. Is that unbelievable or what?
Crazy how time flies. You know, especially in season for us.
And we were showcasing Bonnie Blair today, just letting everyone know she's going to be there. Who knows if she brings a gold medal or not? We have a couple gold medalists, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've been around 2 gold medalists at the same time, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, talk about the event. What people can expect to come out, and what the second annual Beloit Sky Carp Border Brouhaha. What are we going to do there at the stadium?
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. Second annual. We got some new celebrities coming in. Amon Green joining us now.
Nice.
It's going to be awesome.
Lefty, I believe. Another lefty with Jordy.
Yeah.
Got a chip.
Is he left-handed?
Over to right. I believe he is.
Too many lefties.
Yeah, too many lefties. It's too much running around for the outfielders.
Yeah, so we got him, Daniel Hardy, from the Bears active rosters coming out. So that's going to be awesome too. We had a fun day. So we're going to do some autographs. We're going to do some home run derby at 2:30, and then get the game started a little bit later this year. Last year was a little earlier in the day and it was a little hotter. So we're hoping to let the sun go down a little bit and start at 3:00.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Get everybody warmed up, get us out there, and get that thing going. I haven't actually talked to Lammy about this. Are we doing the field goal challenge again this year, or did that just he made it so hard last year?
I think we got to let that one
scrap that one.
We did learn our lesson a little bit on that. You go over the batter's eye. I mean, the batter's eye itself is 60 feet in the air, so it's like
seriously,
it's definitely not a 30-something yard field goal. I mean, that's much longer to get the ball up there.
Exactly.
So
do I walk Jordy every at bat this year, or do I just let him hit home runs? I mean, what the people want him to have home runs.
Give the people what they want.
All right.
Chicks dig the long ball, right?
I know the dude's a machine.
Zach, I'm looking at the weather forecast right now. It looks like maybe some rain Friday and Saturday, but Sunday looks 86 degrees and absolutely beautiful right now.
Love that. Yep. Everything's dictated by weather a week out now these days. So if people are seeing
it changes every day, right? Like, as a softball coach for my daughters, like we'll be watching, and we'll be 2 hours away from game time, and all of a sudden the winds will change, and it'll change, whether it's coming or not. But so as we get ready for this monumental battle on Sunday, last year Mason and Jordy were the pitchers, and they're kind of the headliners. Do we want to see them pitch this year? Do we want to see them shortstop, manning center field? Should we make them do a little more work this year?
Oh.
Well, it is. I mean, last year was really, really hot. So this year it looks like it's going to be a little bit cooler. So maybe a little running around, playing shortstop, maybe a different position every inning.
We could mix it up, but I mean, whenever you throw some good pitches out there, I mean, I had a lot of grounders to me. I had to, I threw some strikes to first, got some people out. Mitch couldn't get a hit on me.
I could not hit. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's your secret, man? Do you throw knuckleballs, or what are you doing?
If we're not on the same team, I think that's where he's hoping I don't pitch because he went 0 for last year. But I've been watching some stuff, just how to get a little spin on it. I'm bringing it around, back spinning them. Just, don't want anyone other than Jordy, to take me yards. So that's my ultimate goal. Is I can't prevent Jordy from doing it probably, but if I can prevent anyone else from hitting a home run against me, that's my goal, especially Hardy, a Bears player.
Oh,
I don't know it's a softball game, but I mean, I don't know if I can live that down if he hits a homer on me this year.
So, Mitch, I did check the rosters. I got the rosters this morning.
Okay.
Roster.
You and Mason are not on the same team again, so there is some rivalry.
Really? All right. Well, Brandon Snide is here today. What do you have? Where are Brandon Snide and Tommy Wirtz? Gotta know.
Let's see. Tommy is on Team Wisconsin with Mason.
They brought him over. I said I need that glove out in the outfield.
Team Illinois, the other one,
You know what? I can't wait. I can't wait for Molly Crosby to hit a line drive right at me again.
She did.
She was so mad because I did like a little like Ricky Henderson, like caught it with flair and slammed it down into the ground and stared her down. Oh, she was not happy.
I don't think Molly's playing this year with that hamstring.
She's still.
I mean, maybe she could, get an at bat.
We
could have one of the kids run.
Can we or something?
Yep. Mason, can we prep your kids to know that, like, even if they're pinch running, if somebody hits me a ground ball, I'm getting them out. Like, I'm not messing around. like I don't care if you're. I
think they know you by now,
right? I don't care if you're nice,
Mitch isn't messing around.
Kind or friendly or whatever. I'm here to make outs. I'm not here to make friends.
We know that, Mitch. We know.
Just making sure.
Between you and Tommy last year, I mean, the game could have been out of hand if y'all weren't involved.
You just had that one guy who homered 3 times. That finance bro, whatever that guy's name was. Are there any finance bros playing again, Zach? Or we're going to hit?
I don't think so. Game? I don't remember seeing that.
That was rough. That
was some random guy. I think Lammy picked him up off of like some bar league softball, game. He was like, "Oh, you're good. We got to get you out here."
I play in leagues. I can bring some friends. I got people who will come.
I love it.
Mason, if I was on your team, I'd bring some ringers. Now I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm not so sure that I don't want to embarrass you.
Sneak them in.
Yep.
Yeah. So what else y'all got going at the park? Throughout the week, and what's going on there with the team right now?
Yeah. So the Sky Carp are in first place in the second half.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wisconsin. They split a series with the Timber Rattlers. They just got done there.
Okay.
And then they're heading on the road again this week, and then they come back like 2 days after we finish up the softball game. So we'll have them back on the 21st. But overall, things look good for the second half.
I love it.
And then tell us about the partnership with Make-A-Wish, because we talk so much about like how fun it is, the border brouhaha, we're gonna beat each other's brains in, but all proceeds go to Make-A-Wish, and it really is for a great cause. One of the best there is.
Yeah. Make-A-Wish is not only near and dear to you, Mason, but it's big for us here too. We do a couple different nights throughout the year that highlight these kids. We're actually in the process of talking with Make-A-Wish Wisconsin too. We may have a few kids come out for the brouhaha as well.
Yeah, there was two last year, right? And that was unbelievable.
That was great.
So, the idea is to raise as much money as we can for Make-A-Wish. And oddly enough, this works really well because we're starting off with the brouhaha, and then we have ABC Supply comes out and sponsors Make-A-Wish Night at the Park for a Sky Carp game. That's actually coming up on the following Saturday. So it's almost back-to-back, which is nice. Nice.
As much for Make-A-Wish as possible. And again, if you don't care about softball, you don't care about me, Jordy, like any of these guys, I'm on green. If you don't care about people, that's fine. But care about Make-A-Wish. Come on out.
Care about the
Make-A-Wish. Yep. Yeah, everything that all the tickets, proceeds, like things are going to Make-A-Wish. We're not taking anything away from this. Like we are just providing an entertaining. There was some good softball last year. There were some funny moments as well when Brad Jones faked Molly out and she slid and like almost broke her neck. There were a few good funny moments. Brad Jones will be there again this year. Just go plug him as well.
The smartest teammate in Mason Crosby's life. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get any of my former specialists. Those guys are just, being jerks. But
well, after the near collision with Tommy last year,
I know Tim's scared.
Tim got nervous. Yeah.
Wasn't that in the first inning, too?
That was right away.
It was like the second hit.
Right away, right? Let's get our EMTs out there.
Tommy was like, Nasty, get out of here. I got it.
I think Tommy was like trying out, like he was hoping maybe someone from Sky Carp were watching, and they were like, "Hey, we can give him a look." I mean, this guy trims up a little bit, and he's going to get this thing dialed in, which he has. I think he's still training right now.
Gotta be. Skycarp.com, right? People just go to skycarp.com for tickets. Yep. There's probably still some VIP packages available if you want to grab those. But tickets to the game, the concessions are open. I'm always concerned about the food. The food is great. And so come enjoy, get autographs from Jordy Nelson and Mason Crosby. There's mic work. It's a lot of fun at skycarp.com. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Absolutely. I can't wait, guys. Looking forward to seeing you both.
Zach, we will see you on Sunday. I'll be there at 6 a.m. for batting practice.
Perfect.
Awesome. I'm sure the field will be wide open for me, right?
Right. Exactly. I'll meet you there.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, Zach, thanks so much. Thanks for jumping on, man. That's Zach Brockman, GM and CEO of the Sky Carp. I'm going to turn my camera off for a second here if you want to take me out of there, Brandon.
I wanna know what you're thinking.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right, fellas, great Monday. Thanks for joining the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Thunder Nellis, Brandon Snide. If you didn't hear earlier, he's filling in for this week, and who knows for how long. But,
Maybe forever.
Maybe forever, ever.
Yeah. Ever?
But yeah, we got to talk a little bit about this Gary Trent Jr. thing, and
Yes.
we'll talk more about it because I am just I'm a little dumbfounded at how things like this happen, and what are the repercussions going to be? Like I saw some things in the past where they find out that they are like this is bad, and there was a note or some sort of trail that said this was actually happening. And was it the Timberwolves? Did I see that like a long time ago, 2000, 2002, something like that?
Did they do something like this?
$3.5 million.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big, like, obviously these are big things that people are talking about.
Yep.
And are we just kind of wait and see if this was actually an infraction or?
And the thing that blows my mind, Mason, is like John Horst, I feel like, did a great job and worked so hard this offseason to maximize the return for Giannis, to trade Taurean Prince and Gary Harris, to make all the right deals, to replenish draft picks, to replenish first rounders, to replenish second rounders, to get a roster that makes sense, to draft a point guard / shooting guard with the number 10 pick, and then to re-sign Gary Trent Jr., who was terrible last year. Granted, he was good 2 years ago and deserved more than a minimum contract.
Yeah.
But if there was a handshake deal, and if you're signing Gary Trent Jr., who's now ahead of Burries on the depth chart, that is so ignorantly stupid that literally I want to smack John Horst in the face right now.
But like, why? Again, I guess for me, it's like, what if they wanted to do that? Like, the Bucks are the losers, right?
Yes.
Like, I guess I don't understand why it's like this big deal to the NBA and like anyone else, because it's like the Bucks are losing here if they sign a guy that's
because
not going to
deals
perform.
like this are shady.
It's shady, but it's also like, I don't know. I mean, they didn't have to do it. It's a handshake.
Right.
Like, they didn't have to do it. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
and we have the report from Shams from 2 days ago that was reported by his agents. We have not, there's no press, like I got press releases from the Bucks about Ousmane Dieng, about Ament. I haven't seen a press release about, I mean, now usually when you see terms like this, it's real.
Yeah.
But I just wonder, like, is there any chance the Bucks have seen the reaction to this? They had a handshake deal for 4 for $64, but now we're saying, wait a minute, we could have signed him 2 for $10.
Yeah.
2 for $20.
Yeah.
Sign him 2 for $20.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
nobody's scoffing at that.
Right. But you're also not negotiating against anybody.
Yeah.
Like nobody else is in this universe when it comes to Gary Trent Jr.
I know. The world we live in. But
Mason,
hey, you know what?
Hold on, Mace. Are you watching the home run derby tonight on Netflix?
I will tune in. Yeah.
Yep.
Like home run derby, that's always fun.
It's
a
a fun background thing to have on. And then if it gets fun, I agree with that. And listen, I have Netflix. I'm not arguing. Oh, it's on Netflix. It's not on ES. All right.
We're streaming it all.
Hey, Mace, let's do it again tomorrow.
Let's do it.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Brandon Snide. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Later.